could never bring whack dick to a threesome. I would never do that.
Sucking on your dick, I told you call your girl back. Never gave a fuck, bitch, this the HoeFAX. Exposing me, Christina, nigga, would've thought that. Never shame me, bitch, these my fucking HoeFAX. Make sure you hit subscribe, bitch, I'll be right back. Nothing but the facts. These are facts. Nothing but the facts.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the motherfucking HoeFAX. I'm Mommy Pootie Cat, and today we are doing Q&A. And if you've been here before, if you've been here for a while, you know Q&As get dirty on the HoeFAX. Y'all got some questions and I got some answers. So we're gonna jump right in. Make sure you subscribe, and if you got any other questions, make sure you leave them in the comment section or you follow me on my other social media, so when I say y'all got some questions, you can leave your questions. Do you like or would you ever be with a white guy? Honestly, I definitely love my chocolate men. I have a type, and the type is chocolate. Would I never be with a white man? I don't know that. I can't say that a white man could never get my attention, because that would be a lie. It's 100% possible, because with me, if you get my attention, I'm gonna love you, and I'm gonna love the hell out of you, no matter what you look like, so it doesn't matter what you are. But I do prefer chocolate men. When it comes to females, I love my white girls. Do you really like big guys? Now that one is without a doubt a yes. I am a chubby chaser, whether it's guys or girls. I love them. Thick is just everything to me. I don't know, they're so sexy. I love them. Where can we find content? I'm trying to nut. I do have OnlyFans / Mommy Pootie Cat. Make sure you go follow me over there. I don't post on it as much as I used to, because they have so many freaking rules on OnlyFans. So I had a private Snap story. Now my Snapchat got banned yesterday. So I'm in the middle of trying to buy a new device, because I can't have a new Snapchat unless I get a whole new device. Like, they really violated. Y'all some haters. I know somebody on here is watching that likes to press the little report button. You can suck my dick, bitch. Would you or have you ever gone to a swingers event? I would absolutely go to a swingers event. My dream in life is to have a man who just genuinely loves the fuck out of me. I am his queen, right? And we can do freaky shit together. Like, that is my dream, to be a whore with my man. Like, I'm trying to watch him outside fucking bitches. And that sounds terrible. And that's why I'm in the situation I'm in a lot of the times, because I have a weird fetish or whatever. Just watching my man have sex with somebody else is extremely fucking, like, it's a huge turn on for me. So I would definitely go to something like that if I ever found somebody that genuinely loved me and, you know, understood my life and understood who I am as a person and respected me as a human before my holes. Then absolutely. Do you like being watched while being fucked or watching? Like I said, one of my biggest kinks is watching. But being able to see my guy fuck somebody else and give a dick that I know is magnificent. Because that's another thing. A lot of females be like, oh, I'm not sharing good dick, blah, blah, blah. I could never bring whack dick to a threesome. I would never do that. That is fucking embarrassing. You bitches are fucking weird. I am gonna make sure that I bring a dick that's gonna deliver if I'm going to show up to a threesome. Like, y'all just different. As far as being watched, another huge kink of mine. I love being watched. I've actually sat in a car full of men one time and just, like, you know, played with my putty cat, and they recorded and everything. And that, to me, I was so turned on by that. I didn't even need to have sex with none of them. I just needed to touch myself and have them watch me, and that shit was the biggest turn on in the entire world. If I could do stuff like that and just be myself and have somebody that loves me and understands that I just want to be fucking your slut, daddy. That's it, your slut. But no, hasn't happened yet, but it will. Would you ever do double penetration, one in the ass, one in the pussy? Like I keep saying, in my hypersexuality times, I was a different person, or am a different person in my hypersexual times, because God only knows if I get over this guy that I'm highly addicted to, if I'll end up being a whore again. It's kind of my goal. Now, it sounds crazy, but I wish I could be a whore again. I wish I could just non-apologetically take dick whenever the fuck I wanted, get some pussy, whatever I want, without a care in the world for what other people are thinking about me or what, you know, what's to come. I just wish I was like that again, but I'm not. But do I want to? Is that a thing that I ever wanted to do? Absolutely. I love the thought of double penetration. It looks great. It's my favorite porn to watch. Some fucking gangbang shit. I love it. Will I ever do it? I don't know. I honestly don't know what the future holds for me. I would rather fall in love with somebody and have somebody that we can, fulfill each other's sexual fantasies. That's my goal. I want love. If I can't find that, I don't know if I'm going to turn into a hoe again. I hope so, but you never know. I might just be this little weird person that just doesn't want to have sex unless it's, I don't know. I don't know what I am right now. Spit or swallow. Again, it always depends on who you're dealing with at the time. Like, if you're like in love with somebody, you're swallowing, you're just taking that. But some guys, it doesn't feel right swallowing. Like, I've had guys where they came and I was like, ew, no. But like with daddy, like I said, I have somebody I'm a little addicted to right now. With him, absolutely, he can be swallowed at every moment in his life. Like, that's how I show I love you. Like, you can put them wherever the fuck you want. You can throw them on my face. You can put them on my ass. You can put them inside. You can do whatever you want with them swimmies. But it's because it's him. And that's how I am. When I really love somebody, I just want them to be dirty and treat me like the filthiest slut. But that's what I like. Are you into anal? I am definitely into anal. I love stuff being in my butt. I have a huge thing for butt plugs and tails and stuff like that. If you follow me for a while, I like to dress up like a cat and have my tail hanging out. I like to fuck with my tail on. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm so addicted to daddy, I think, because like we've done all these things that I like to do, and yeah, it just be like, I just thought about the time that he fucked me with the tail on. You should go watch that video because that shit was different. Do I prefer sensual sex or hardcore filthy sex? That is tough because, again, it depends on my mood at the time and the person you're having sex with. I personally love sensual sex because you will never forget sensual sex. When you're so connected with a person that you guys are having sex, that you guys nut at the same time and you're staring in each other's eyes and like you feel it through their body and yours, there is nothing more intimate than that moment. You will never forget that moment that you nutted like that. When it comes to hardcore filthy sex, like, yeah, you remember that sex because it was crazy. You're like, oh yeah, I remember when he had me against the fence, right? But that's like, again, to me, the time that my ex had me against the fence, it was hardcore crazy sex because yeah, I'm up against the fence, he's fucking me hard, my arms hurt and stuff. That's the type of sex that I, like, we were connected in that moment. Like, he knew my body, he knew what I needed at that moment, so it was still sensual even though it was very hardcore. But that's why I like to have emotion with sex, because if I love you, the sex is going to be great no matter what. We're going to have hardcore, we're going to have sensual. It's always going to feel sensual because I'm in love with you. So that's why I like hardcore sex with somebody I'm in love with. But yeah, I like both. Your vibe is dope as fuck. I wish we were actually friends. Do you ever consider friendships with pootie cats? That's hard. I do have friendships with some of my pootie cats. It's just that I get that question like all the time. That's not a 1 or 2 times a day thing. That's all the time I get questions like that. So it's like, of course I wish I could be everybody's friend, but that doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes there's followers where we end up connecting multiple times and we end up being friends where we just talk often. We always check in on each other just because we've connected a couple of times. That just happens though. It's not like something I planned. It's not something like, yeah, I want this one to be my friend. It's hard. Weirdest finish. My ex would growl and rip the sheets. That is crazy because I never expected a question like this. Like, when I didn't understand what she meant, I was like, what does that mean? But she explained, like, after somebody finished, what's the weirdest thing somebody has done? And I never even thought that somebody else had a funny experience. But I guess guys do weird shit when they finish sometimes, because the first thing I thought of was this one time I was having sex with this guy who had erectile dysfunction. Like, that shit just wouldn't turn on. I actually have an episode of him. It's called Officer Ed. The first time we had sex, like I said, that was when I found out that his dick didn't work. It wouldn't get hard. It was just flip, gone. And I'm like, what? No!
No! God, please, no! No! No!
Like, are you serious? Like, I'm trying.
2 hours later.
Nothing's worked. I'm like, am I too skinny? It just never turned on. And the one time we finally had sex and this nigga nutted, He ran down the street. He was like, I need to run, and just ran. And when I tell you he was booking it down the street and back and forth, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? That was one of the funniest finishes. That's the only time I can really think of that was like funny. How many dicks have you sucked? Honestly, this is gonna sound terrible, but like, I don't count. I never counted. It's not that I lost count, it's just that I never started count. You know, I like to repeat offenders, but yeah, it's up there. Don't hate, don't judge. The fuck, weird. What is the dick size you prefer? Okay, so when it comes to my pussy, you're not shoving no fucking giant dick in my pussy. Like, you're just not. It's not. I've sucked a dick before that was like this fucking big, and I did not let him hit, because it's like, I genuinely enjoy sucking big dicks because they never see it coming. Most guys with big dicks have never gotten real good head. They're always like, nobody knows how to suck dick. They always just suck the tip, or they don't use two hands. Like, nah, bitches don't know what they're doing. So when I get my hands on a big dick, I always know what I'm doing, and it's always a fun experience to see a man just really just like, oh shit, like, what the fuck is going on? It's empowering. It's very empowering. So when it comes to sucking big dicks, absolutely. When it comes to fucking big dicks, not happening. Like a nice average sized dick that's just hitting my cervix the way it needs to, and that's it. I have definitely said no to fucking people and still suck their dick. It is what it is. What's your biggest kink? See, that's hard because I have a couple kinks, all right? I like to be submissive. I will do anything that makes my person satisfied. So if you want me to crawl around with a tail on, I'm gonna crawl around with a tail on. If you want me to act like your slut, I'm gonna act like your slut. If you want me to do this, I'm like, whatever he wants. If you want to piss on me, you know, fucking piss on me. That's what daddy wants. That's what daddy's gonna get. I have this thing with the pacifier. I know I got a lot of hate for that. But wearing a pacifier and being fucked is definitely, like I said, this guy, I've had so much sex with him and done all my kinks and like little things with him, so that's why I think I'm so addicted to him. But I swear, when he fucked me with a pacifier on, like, it's just, our sex is different. Like, I loved it. I loved getting dick down with a pacifier in my mouth. So that's one of my little kinks there. I like watching. I like being watched. And I guess that's pretty much it. Like, I like dressing up with a tail. I like stuff in my butt. Have you ever sucked toes, specifically a man's? I have never sucked a man's toes, but I have sucked a woman's toes. Like I said, I have a huge foot fetish. I think the orgasm starts in the toe, and I love to satisfy my ladies. If you're in a relationship, is it open or is it just you and him? I'm technically right now single. I've been in a toxic relationship for a couple years now, so like, if you know, you know. It feels like a relationship, but you guys argue so much. You go back and forth between you're together, you're not together. He goes back and forth through females. We break up, we get back together. You know, like, it's very complicated. I am very in love with him, very much addicted to him, very much obsessed with him. I have pretty much let him get away with murder. But that's my guy, that's my person, that's my baby. Like, it's what it is. And eventually the attachment will fade, and I will gain more respect for myself maybe, and I will move on from the situation. But like, the sex and just the vibe and just everything keeps us together. And coming back for more, it's toxic. It's very toxic. But that's my person, so that's my situationship. I'm technically single though. So if somebody was to somehow get my attention, which is very, very hard to get my attention, then maybe I'll move on. But I just don't see that happening. Has anyone fulfilled your kinkiest fantasy? Honestly, I had a threesome with my ex, and it was more like there was another girl added after like, we were in the threesome, and then another girl came over and she ate my pussy and I ate her pussy. So it was like more like an orgy, but she didn't get fucked by him. So one of my biggest fantasies is like multiple girls being fucked by my guy. And like, when I tell you I'm like really addicted to this man, like watching him have sex with females is very, it's like, I'm wet. Like, I thinking about it just really fucks me up. So that, for one, watching my man fuck other girls, being watched is something that I like a lot. So I want to do that more, I think. Like, I would actually like to be just watched by a lot of people while I'm like masturbating. Like, I would like to do something like that. You know, I have a thing for gangbangs. I don't think I would ever do it because I'm not I just don't think I got it in me no more. I don't think I'm sexual enough for that anymore. I don't think, I think I've gone through so much stuff mentally and physically, emotionally, financially, sexually, that I just don't think I would make those same choices. Like I said, I'm hoping that my future calls me to be a hoe again. Like, I'm hoping that I meet somebody who just allows us to just together be hoes together. Like, like, I want to watch you be a hoe daddy, and that's it. Funniest sex experience. Okay, so I think one of the funniest sex experiences for me was when I kicked the girl in her face because I was coming and she didn't stop. I kicked her right in her face, yeah. And I hit my head on the wall, on the fucking TV, too. And another time, I had invited this guy over for sex, okay? It was a late night call, and so if I'm calling you late night, why else am I calling you, right? So I call him. He shows up with a friend. And I'm like, what is it? I've never had sex with this guy, mind you. So I'm guessing he just didn't click that it was a booty call. So me getting frustrated, I have an attitude. I'm just like, this fucking dumbass nigga. So I end up making him leave and telling him straight up, like, I need some dick. I called you over for a dick. You brung a cock block. I'm not doing this. You got to go because I'm getting my neighbor over here. He must have thought I was joking. So he left, drops homie off, and comes back. By the time he was knocking on my door, my neighbor was knocking my fucking boots. Like, there was no time for him to come back. I already wanted dick. That's what I called you over here for. So if your dick is not coming, somebody else's dick is coming. That's it. And to me, it was funny because he was outside banging on the door, calling me over and over and over and over and over again, and he never got to hit it because, nigga, why did you show up with your friend? So to me, that's a funny one. Last one. Wildest shit I've ever been asked to do. Now, since I hopped on OnlyFans, I definitely get asked for weird shit. I think one of the weirdest things I've ever been asked to do was poop for somebody. Like, I love everybody's kinks. I genuinely love it. That's why I love what I do. I love talking to people about stuff and sex, and like, this was definitely my calling. That's why I hate that I'm like mentally not there anymore. Like, I mentally just feel like I'm a whore. People look at me like a whore, and I don't like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a whore. I'm just very sexual. Like, and I like talking about sex, and I like engaging in sexual things. But like, ever since I became this closed individual, I went through a lot, and one day I'll talk about it more, but I just can't sexually engage the same way I used to. I would love to do more stuff. I would love to get more threesomes, like, but right now I can't. I also had another guy when I was stripping ask for a private dance, and in the private room he just wanted me to put La La Loopsy socks on and walk around. But he was extremely happy when he seen me put that pacifier in my mouth because, look, I connected. I figured out what you like, little nigga. So, I made a lot of tips that night. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for asking your questions. If you have another question, leave it in the comment section for the next episode. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you forward this to a friend, and make sure you stay for the next episode. Thanks, guys.
Never gave a fuck, bitch. This the whole fact.